Alright, as you can see, I already set the file, so let's have a look. There are two types of effects required for this explosion, like one main explosion and second is a shock wave. So let's start with the particle source, because we are going to use particles to generate our fume. So let's start with the explosion particles. Alright, so let's see in perspective view. Yeah, these purple particles are for explosion and these green particles are for shock wave. So let's see the setup. So press 6. Alright, so you can see these purple particles. Let's see their parameters, like let's turn off the shockwave particles. Here you can see the birth parameters, the amount, then position. You have to make it like a circular emitter. Yeah, so you can see the diameter. Then let's move it to position. There is no such many modification in this tool. Then let's move it to speed. Here you can see the speed and variation, make it 200 and 200. Just increase the diversion, make it 96. Then delete these particles after some frames, like after frame number 3, and increase the variation, make it 2, and of course the display. Yeah, so these are minor parameters of these explosion particles. Then let's move it to our shockwave particles. As you can see, this ring. Yeah, so same here, just make it circular emitter. Then move it to birth. Here also the same parameters like our explosion particles. Then speed, just increase the speed, make it 250, and variation 50, and just change the direction, make it random horizontal. Alright, and diversion 2.5. Alright, then delete these particles after some frame, like frame 10, increase the variation, make it 10. So this is very small setup of particles. So with the help of these particles we are going to create our explosion. Now just generate our FumeFX particle source by clicking helpers, FumeFX, and this particle source. Alright, so I already created. So select first explosion FumeFX particles and go to modify panel and select our explosion particle system. Alright, so change some parameters over here, like radius, make it radius 2 and variation 600, velocity multiplier 1.55. Then let's move it to smoke, increase the amount, make it 10. Alright, now again create our second FumeFX particle source, yeah, for shockwave, and just add these shockwave particles into this tab and increase the radius variation. Don't change the radius parameters, only increase the variation, make it 400. Then increase the velocity multiplier, make it 1.35. Then increase the smoke amount, make it 10. Yeah, these are some minor changes in our particle sources. Then create our FumeFX container. We are going to use different containers for our both effects, like different container for explosion and one container for our shockwave. So first create explosion container, select container. Yeah, let's see the simulation area, like size of the container and spacing you can see over here. Alright, increase the output range 0 to 200. Then exporting channels, output path, I already set the output path. Now let's move it to simulation area, but before that, go to object and source and select our explosion FumeFX particle source by clicking this pick object button. Alright, so let's go to simulation area. Here you have to increase the quality like 8, then reduce the time scale, make it 0.69, then reduce the gravity and increase the vorticity like 0.7. This is for internal motion of the smoke and fire. Then increase the turbulence, make it 4. It's too much, but we are going to animate this turbulence like from frame 0 to 10 we are going to keep it 4, but after frame 10 till the frame 20 we are going to reduce it, like on frame 20 we are going to make it 0.4. Alright, so this is minor change. Then reduce the turbulence noise, make it scale 1.5 frame 1, and increase the details, make it 5. Again, let's move it to fuel. Here we are going to reduce the ignition, make it 80, and burn rate 10. Alright, now expansion, increase it, make it 3. Alright, so these are the minor changes. We are not going to change anything in smoke and temperature. So after finish this modification, just hit the simulation button. Yes, I think it will take around 4 to 5 hours to simulate whole sequence. So till then, let's take a rest. Alright, here you can see we have finished our simulation. Now it's time to go to render section, like we have to change the fire and smoke color. So let's start with the fire. Reduce the color, make it 0.34 or 35. Then click on fire color. Here is the color grading, like from yellow to black. Here we have added some shadings like red, dark red. Alright, so you can see the parameters over here. This is for first color, okay, then second, alright, then third, little quite red color, okay, then this is a dark red color, and this is totally black. Alright, now move it to smoke color. Here we are going to use single color, like very dark gray. Just reduce the opacity, make it 0.35, and turn on the cast and receive shadows. Alright, now let's move it to illumination. Here we are going to add our lights, so let's move it to lights. You are going to use 2 lights, one is spotlight and second is omni. So let's start with the spotlight. Here you can see the position of this spot. Now just go to intensity, make it 0.6 and keep the color white. Then move it to shadow parameters and turn on the atmosphere shadows. Now select the target. Here you can see the target position. Now let's move it to a second light, which is omni. Here you can see the position. Now go to modify panel and select intensity, set the intensity 0.3 and color white. Again go to shadow parameters and turn on the atmosphere shadows. Alright, now again go back to our container and add these lights into illumination parameters, illumination tab. Now just turn on the multiple scattering. Here you can see the modifications, like increase the maximum depth to 6 and fall off to 10. Alright, so here we finish our explosion container. Now let's move it to our shockwave container. We are going to use same process to create our shockwave. Like you can see the simulation area, like size and spacing and output range. Now let's move it to objects and source. Oh, sorry, here facing some problem. Sorry for the interruption. So let's go back to our shockwave container. So select the container, go to modify panel, and then go to simulation area. Alright, so you can see the same parameters over here, like quality, then time scale. Now change the gravity, make it 0, vorticity 0.7, and again same turbulence from 0 to 10, 4, and after frame number 10 it will reduce to 0.4. Now same turbulence noise, 1.5 scale, frame 1 and details 5. Then fuel buoyancy, keep it as it is. Then ignition, make it 80, burn rate 10, expansion 3. Now here you can see we are not going to change anything in smoke and temperature. So let's move it to render parameters. Here also the same changes, like color 0.34, the same color grading. Alright, then the smoke color, make it 30, like a little dark gray. Then opacity, make it 0.4. Then turn on the cast and reduce shadows. Again go to our illumination section. Here you can add our lights which we have created. Then our multiple scattering, make it same changes, like maximum depth 6, then fall off 10. Alright, so here we finish our final setup. Now after simulation, it's the only thing left, which is rendering. So set the camera. Alright, go to render setup, set that frame range and our output size, as well as the render output where we are going to render this sequence. Then go to render element. Here you can see I have created the elements, like after clicking add button you can add this fire and smoke element. Alright, so let's hit the render button. Oh, sorry. So after finish the rendering, let's import our explosion elements, render elements into After Effects. So here you can see I already set the file. So just select the fire and add some filters on it, effects on it, like color balance, sharpen and sapphire glow. Alright, then select our FumeFX smoke element and add some effects on it, like brightness and contrast and sharpen. So let's see the final output of the explosion. Yeah, it looks very good. What do you say? Yeah, so this is our final output. I hope you learn something from this and you like this tutorial. So keep watching these tutorials, and again I'm going to come with an exciting tutorial which is related to real flow. So keep watching, and I will keep you update with these tutorials. So thank you.